take 2 aspirin and call me in the morning. I'll report on health.
Born and raised in New Iberia, Louisiana, Peter Mayeux grew up with a love for spicy food, in a house with parents who spoke Cajun French when they didn't want him to know what they were discussing, and with aspirations of one day becoming a religious brother working in hospitals. However, his life's calling took him in another direction. In the 1960s, he received his undergraduate degree from the University of Southwestern Louisiana, which today is known as the University of Louisiana-Lafayette. He then went on to the University of Iowa to get his master's with an emphasis on mass media and broadcasting. He spent his early career in commercial and non-commercial radio and television. He worked as an announcer, news reporter, anchor, news director, radio program director, and station manager. Then, a friend from graduate school, Larry Walklin, hired him as part of the journalism faculty at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. So, in 1969, he joined UNL's then tiny broadcasting department, where he went on to teach for 36 years and watch broadcasting enrollment grow from 20 or 30 to hundreds of students.
Let me tell you about Pete Mayeux. Every college of journalism should have one. I was a colleague of his, and I always admired the seriousness of purpose that he brought to his teaching, and the way he treated other people, always, and his strong defense for responsible reporting and journalistic integrity. Of course, the best part of this equation are all those students who were fortunate to have Pete Mayeux in their class.
Peter Mayeux built a reputation at UNL for always being far too busy with students to seek much recognition for himself. He took a hands-on approach to teaching broadcast production and writing. He was the executive producer for many student radio series and documentaries. Many won awards from national professional broadcasting associations. Today, his students, like his reputation, span the country far and wide, and many still remember the impact their professor had on them.
Professor Mayeux, I have to call him Professor because we didn't call him Pete.
Professor Mayeux, it's been 40 years since I sat in your class at J School, and I still don't feel comfortable calling you by your first name, so it's going to be Professor Mayeux.
Well, my name's Roger Moody. I'm a 1972 graduate from the University of Nebraska School of Journalism, and I had Pete Mayeux as a professor. I also had Larry Walklin, and my fondest memory of Pete Mayeux is the fact that he was the quiet one.
One thing I remember about Professor Pete Mayeux is that he could both compliment and criticize you at the same time and sort of challenge you to do better, because he'd always have these words, "That's good, but..."
You know, I really appreciate the way that you had a gentle way of correcting and encouraging me at the same time back when I had no idea what in the world I was doing.
He's one who taught me early on that you have to be tough to be in television. You have to develop a thick skin because you're going to be criticized. People are going to rip your stuff apart. So develop a thick skin early because it will pay off in the long run.
At the same time, he would give you that compliment. It'd sort of be, hey, way to go, but let's see if you can do it a little bit better. And that helped me in my career. It's been 36 years now. I haven't quite caught up to you with retirement yet, but maybe I'll write a book or we'll do one together.
I was new to school. I was new to a university setting, and he kind of took me under his wing and sort of guided me, and he taught me that I could do anything I wanted to do. And so not only in the School of Journalism and not only in the field of journalism have I remembered that, but I've remembered that throughout the entire life. So I'd like to thank you very much for that.
Thanks, Professor Mayeux.
Congratulations, Pete.
So thanks, Professor Mayeux, and congratulations. Now I know somebody in the Hall of Fame.
Second to his passion for teaching was a love for research and textbook publication. He was known early on for his insight into electronic media and was often a visiting lecturer at other universities. In the 80s, he published his first textbook about broadcast media writing that was based on his classroom and professional experience. He is the author of dozens of other literary works, his most recent being an autobiography titled Dear Mr. Mushamak, The Early Years, in which he remembers in open letters some of his childhood memories with his mentor, Mr. Mushamak. His textbooks continue to influence universities and students in more than 100 countries today.
Hi everyone, I'm Gary Shapiro. I'm an anchor and reporter at 9 News in Denver and a Nebraska Journalism School grad. I was a student of Pete Mayeux's many years ago. He taught me so much, and I still remember a lot of it to this day, although I often can't remember what I did yesterday. But I digress. Pete was all about teaching his students the blocks that our industry is built on: being a journalist, excellence in writing, shooting, editing, on-air presentation, and above all, being professional. He had such an easygoing manner about him, that Louisiana thing, I'm sure, that it was easy to learn from him and to really like him. Years after I graduated, Pete asked me to contribute to some of the books that he wrote. I was honored to be included and happy that he was passing his knowledge to so many up-and-coming journalists along the way. As we all know, the business has changed so much these days, but those basic blocks of TV news that I learned from Peter Mayeux are still as important as ever. So Pete, congratulations. You deserve every bit of gratitude, honor, and respect that this award brings. I wish you all the happiness in your continued retirement, and when you get to Denver, give me a call. We'll find something to toast to your induction into the Broadcast Hall of Fame.
After years of working with students and colleagues in the college, as well as scores of leadership roles ranging far beyond the broadcasting curriculum, Mayeux retired in 2005. He now spends his time writing and traveling. He also volunteers with several organizations, including the Nebraska Library Commission, where he reads for the blind, and City Impact, where he tutors inner-city kids in their reading skills. It seems, even in his retirement years, Peter Mayeux can't help but continue to teach. It is, therefore, the pleasure of the Nebraska Broadcasters Association to welcome Peter Mayeux in this year 2012 into its Hall of Fame.